What is good? What's happening, everyone? My name is Fares Muthana, and welcome to a great episode of Good Friends, Better Rivals. This week, we are previewing Cowboys, Panthers, and probably talking a little bit of what happened last night with the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. If you didn't watch our post-game stream, we will be kind of do a little recap for the game last night as well. But mostly, we're going to be talking Panthers, Cowboys today. Without further ado, I'm with my main man, Caleb. Caleb, how are you, bro?
I'm feeling great. Maybe not as good as you, but still pretty happy with the result of last night. Always happy to see the Eagles get their ass kicked because can't stand them. But so I'm doing pretty good.
That's great, great. But today we are not alone. We have a special guest with us. One half of Lunch Break Hot Take. It is none other than my main man, Brodny. Brodny, how are you, bro?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. I don't know how special a guest I am, but appreciate y'all having me.
You're one of the best, bro.
Well, thank you.
You're one of the
Yeah.
best. But let's get right into it, guys. Right into it. It's week 6. Cowboys, Panthers. I'm gonna go to you, Brodny, first. How confident are you that you can take advantage of that depleted and kind of very bad defense of the Dallas Cowboys?
Fairly confident. They're at home. They're undefeated at home. I think that they are finding their identity. They're a bit banged up, but they're getting healthier in some spots. They're going to be missing 3 starting offensive linemen this week, so that's not great.
Well, that's less than 4 that we had last week.
Well, Taylor Moton is going to be out this week, replaced by Josh Nijman. So the tackles are going to be pretty weak for Carolina going into this one. But on in the receiving core, Xavier Legette is back. He's coming off of a relatively strong game. Jalen Coker may be ready to play this week.
Leo?
Jimmy Horn is going to be active. And Dallas has, I hate to say it, Caleb, like one of the worst pass defenses in the league.
Yeah, I already know that. You don't have to. You don't hate to say that. I mean, that's just the truth.
But particularly in a couple areas, they're the worst deep pass defense in the league, and that's somewhere where Carolina's really struggled. So hopefully they can kind of use this game to get right a little bit in that department. But also in the slot, they're one of the worst defending the slot. And I think that
it's because nobody covers the slot.
You should change that. But with Coker potentially back, with Legette back, I think we'll see Teteroa McMillan in the slot a lot more. He hasn't played there a ton this season, but he's been targeted 7 times. He has 7 catches for over 100 yards, so that's something that they should be looking to exploit. But the big thing for the offense is Rico Dowdle revenge game. Okay, he told him to buckle up.
Yep.
That was before Taylor Moton was out, but I think he's going to stand by that. All right, he's coming off a 200+ yard game. Carolina was dominant running to that right side. I think it's not going to be as easy this week without Taylor Moton. But I think that they will be able to run effectively. The big question for me, and the thing that I'm not as confident in, is will the pass defense be able to slow down Dak Prescott?
Delia, how are you?
Hey, Delia.
Jay, holy smokes! Super Panthers fan Brodny joins the show.
Yeah, I mean, why didn't y'all invite Jay on?
Jay's on, dude. Honestly, bro, Jay's unpredictable to pin down, bro.
He has a Discord. Just message him.
No, I've done that all the time, and he's always like, "Oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that." Got the kids.
Did you ask him this time?
No, I didn't actually.
People do things, but if you ask him, Jay's a very dependable dude.
That's true. Jay, are you free right now?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's watching the show, so he might be.
Yeah, you're free. You're literally watching us, Jay. I will send you the link right now.
It does take away a viewer, though. So I mean,
well, he can actually keep. Jay has like 4 screens. I've seen his setup. Just put it on the other screen. But no, Brodny, you're absolutely correct. The defense with Dak Prescott has recorded the second highest completion percentage, 66.1% when under pressure, while also allowing just 10.4% of his pressure dropbacks to result in a sack, 7 out of 67. Third lowest pressure to sack rate in the NFL. The Panthers defense has generated pressure on a league low 21.6 of the dropbacks when sending 4 or fewer pass rushers this season.
That's just a great opportunity to improve, is what that is. I don't know why you gotta phrase it like that.
Yeah, no. There's always room for improvement. Always,
Yes.
he's not free. See, you just said.
Yeah, okay, that's because you asked him during the show. Anyway, neither here nor there.
Yeah. But when blitzing, Carolina records a 37.5% pressure rate, which is unfortunately the 10th lowest in the NFL. Only way is up.
Why don't you say 22nd highest, bro? Like, it's two
Oh,
ways to say things.
Okay, that's a good point. But Brodny, I think there is some good news for the Carolina Panthers. Cowboys deploy a lot of cloud coverage, cover 2 plus cover 6 on a season high 57.4% against the Jets. Bryce Young has recorded the third highest drop back success rate, 60.5 when facing cloud coverage, but the fifth lowest success rate when facing any other coverage. So if Matt Eberflus calls his similar game that he always does, slice and dice for Bryce Young.
It's crazy because I was looking at the insights as well, and I saw one that was just stunning. That Bryce Young has 7 touchdowns and 0 interceptions against man coverage, and 0 touchdowns and 4 interceptions against zone coverage. So I'm like, it's one of those situations where, yeah, I mean, you're going to call what you call. You run what you run. But if I read that the defensive coordinator, I'm not playing a single snap of man coverage until you prove you can throw the ball against zone.
Well, that's good because we didn't play a single snap of man coverage until last week.
Wow.
Matt Eberflus is a zone guy. Matt Eberflus is a zone guy.
Well,
Literally, last week was the first time we played man all season. It was literally a 0%, man versus cover.
Let's go Jets game plan then.
Yes.
No. Well, I mean, it worked out with the Jets. I mean, it helped us. Maybe it's not like we played it a whole lot, but we did get a lot more pressure during that game than we have through the first 4 games. Obviously, like Brodny said, the secondary is the weakest spot. Guys coming off an injury, then they look like they've been coming off an injury because they haven't played well. Especially Trayvon Diggs has not played well. He's played really bad, giving up a lot of big plays. DeBron Bland hasn't been as bad, but he just doesn't look like he used to. Obviously, but and also that's just because he's more of a man corner and he's playing a lot of zone. So it's not great. He's still trying to learn the system, trying to learn what Matt Eberflus likes to do, and it just hasn't looked very smoothly as he wanted to look. And like I said, the slot, because we've had 2 guys. We've had Kyrie Elam, who's been garbage in the slot, and then we had to replace him with a guy from another team.
Reddy Webb. Is it
Reddy Stewart? Yeah,
Reddy Stewart.
He's a good tackler, but in coverage, not so great.
He's Tyler Nubin.
It's kind of a secondary job at that position, right?
Tyler Nubin.
But
Tyler Nubin will get you that tackle, but he ain't gonna stop Dallas Goedert from getting that catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need. I don't know how much pressure we can get. I would rather, stop the run first, and more than get pressure, because we don't want Rico Dowd coming in here and just run all over us.
Yes.
That would just be embarrassing to watch. And Kenny Clark had like a response to that, and he looks like he's ready to stop the run. So, I think that's the main focus, is to stop him. And obviously try to get pressure if we can. But, I mean, we didn't, do a great job for the first 4 games until last week. So I'm not really expecting too much from there. Hopefully they play James Houston more. That would very much help because he's like literally played like the least amount of the pass rushers, yet he's gotten the most sacks. So I don't know if you play him more, then you get lower returns. Maybe you just keep him the same rate of percentage of plays he's playing, because it seems to be working right now because he's the only one that's actually producing out there. And as far as
James Houston, by the way, 3.5 sacks on 48 pass rushes this year, more than any other defender with fewer than 50 pass rushes. He holds the highest sack rate at 7.3% and the 7th highest overall rush rate among defenders who have more than him. So he's actually, due to. But here's the thing: is it because if you play him more, he's going to deteriorate? Because bigger workload, he can't go all out on everything, and then the numbers come back down, and they just see him as a situational pass rusher, or can he be an every down defensive end?
Well, yeah, that's the question. I don't know. Like he had a really good rookie year, and then he fell off after that. And now he's with us, and we're playing at a certain rate of plays, and maybe they just know. Maybe that's why they don't play him at more, because maybe they just know that he might not produce as much as he is right now. But as far as the offense, we're gonna be without CD, Lamb again, which sucks.
That's
But
pretty good. I like that.
yeah, I mean he's pretty doubtful. I think they're probably gonna save him. Not that this game isn't important, but the next game is much more important
See
to
how
win.
much more diplomatic Caleb is than you, Fares?
What did I say?
Nothing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to say
This game is a point.
it is, but I mean it's the Panthers. But yeah, I mean, playing that divisional game against the Commanders, we need them 100% for that game, because that's going to matter down the stretch if we want to get back into this divisional race, especially with the Eagles losing last night. It feels a little more open for us if we happen to go and take it. That is. But as far as offense goes, yeah, I mean, we need to keep with the run game like we've been doing. That's going to be tough because I mean they have a good interior line there, but Javonte Williams has been shown he's a damn good tough runner. So I expect him to do what he's been doing. And as far as passing, Dak's just going to be doing what he's done. Obviously, he had that game against the Bears, but as far as the rest of the games, he's been spot on, and he's been playing great. So I expect him to get to his guys, and he's finding his open guys. I mean, he's finding Ryan Flanoy, who nobody knew who the hell that was. He basically had like a Miles Austin game. That's why I compare it to back
It's
in.
definitely Miles Austin.
Well, yeah,
Definitely like Miles Austin.
yeah, because in 2009, nobody knew who he was, and then he came out in that 200-yard Chiefs game that he had.
And he disappeared after 2 years.
Well, he got a lot of hamstring injuries.
He got hurt a lot, right?
Yeah, he for some reason, like the dude had like the tightest hamstrings the whole time. But yeah, but that's very similar to what Ryan Florida did in that game. Hopefully, he can keep it going. Hopefully, he's not just like a one-game wonder, because we're definitely going to need him in this game to step up. And I just don't want to see Jalen Tolbert anymore, even though he made the nice catch in the Packers game. I just don't want to see him anymore. I hope Ryan Flanoy produces again so he can take his spot because I'm tired of Tolbert.
Yeah. Well, Brodny, and on the other side, one of his favorite targets is Jake Ferguson. How do you find a way to stop Jake Ferguson from getting, because he's been feeding Jake all day? Your linebackers, your safeties, who are you going to? You going to drop in a corner on Jake Ferguson? What do you think the game plan is going to be to stop their tight end?
They're not going to stop him.
Okay.
They can't cover any tight ends. The linebacking core is abysmal. And they don't really have cover guys at safety. They've got the one corner, but he's got to be on George.
Yes.
And you know what? Listen, we're looking for silver linings here. George Pickens has never caught a pass on J.C. Horn, so let's keep that going. He only faced him once back in 2022 for 14 plays, but he did not catch a pass. But no, Jake Ferguson is probably going to have a big game, if we're being honest. But like Caleb was saying, they've got Derek Brown, Ashawn Robinson, DJ Wanham, Pat Jones. They got Bobby Brown. Wharton is out, but it's still a good, solid group up front. I think it's going to be a battle in that run game, stopping Javonte Williams. That's I'm going to say that's where obviously for most games, that's where the game is won and lost. If they can kind of hold that in check, I think that JC will come out and also hold George Pickens in check, and that'll keep them close enough for them to be able, or at least to give them the opportunity to outscore Dallas, right?
Brandon, you want to turn it up a little? Because Adelia says you're a little low.
Yeah, a little low.
Am I? Let's see.
Give
me 1 second here.
Yeah, I mean that's what kind of happened in the last game against the Jets. I mean, Sauce Gardner was kind of George Pickens kind of took him out for a lot of the game.
Had that one big catch.
But he did have one big catch, and maybe that's all we need in this game. Maybe we just need one big catch out of George Pickens, for a touchdown or something like that. Just one big play. He has caused a lot of pass interferences during the season. So maybe he does. Maybe it's not even a catch. Maybe it's just he causes a PI for some good yardage there. And like I said, Dak finds the open guy. Like if George Pickens not open, he'll find someone else. Like that's just what he's been doing. He's been doing very well at that. I'm worried about JC Horton, but I feel confident that Dak's can find someone else.
Is that better now? You hear me?
Yeah, you're perfect, B. Oh, well, speaking of Dak Prescott, when he's completed 27 consecutive passes when targeting the opening receiver downfield, including the playoffs, dating back to week 18 of 2023 against the Commanders. It is the longest active streak in the NFL, which is 10 plus air yards and 3+ yards of a target separation. That's what they mean by open. So the streak is over 3 times longer than any other passer, as Patrick Mahomes holds the second longest active streak with 8 consecutive completions.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think for Carolina, like I was saying, it's really going to be the most important thing is to get Rico Dowdle going, get him running well. I was hoping that Chuba would be back for this game so they'd have that kind of 1-2 punch. Trevor Etienne, I think, is a talented guy, but he hasn't really found his groove running the ball yet. So I think they need to get Rico going. They need to give him the ball early and often and keep Dak off of the field. I mean, listen, J.C. Horn is a good corner, and he could keep George Pickens in check. But the reality is Dak is a great quarterback, and he's going to be able to move the ball even if Pickens is out of the equation, especially considering Carolina's woes when it comes to covering tight ends, right? So they need to really play that ball control style. They need to control the clock, keep Dallas's offense on the sidelines as much as possible. And the biggest thing for Carolina every week is to just not shoot themselves in the foot like they like to do at the beginning of every game.
And I think a big X factor that could be in this game that we do get, we believe get Turpin back for this game. So obviously we have a threat in the return game and just a gadget guy that we can make a big play with. I'm hoping he's going to be back. He should be back, but we'll have to see on game day.
Big X factor for the Dallas Cowboys. When they cross the 50, it's 3 points.
Oh yeah, that too. That helps a lot.
That is a problem. Definitely a problem they have because they got Brandon Aubrey back there. But Brodny,
yes, sir.
Like we talked about, these corners aren't as good. Deron Bland is not a scheme fit. The way Caleb was talking about how he's more man. They do a lot of zone. Tetero McMillan, touchdown. Do you feed him?
It's got to happen this week. Like it's been coming, right? And they just haven't been able to connect. Like I said, I think that they need to put him in the slot a lot more this week than has been happening up to this point. And now they've finally got their other receivers back, and they're able to do that. But yeah, you absolutely feed Tetero. Bryce has been doing that. But now you have some other options, so they do need to try to get if Coker plays, they need to get Coker involved. Jimmy Horn is going to be active again. They need to get him involved. He made a couple of key plays last week for them, and I hate to say it, but you got to get whatever you can get out of Xavier Legette. I'm pulling for him. All right, he made a fantastic catch in the end zone last week. I'm hoping he can build on that. But we should start to see what the Carolina offense can really do now that those guys are back and healthy. Even without the O linemen, they've been holding up fairly well. In up front, but they've got their assortment of weapons now. So we should kind of see what the ceiling is for this offense over the next couple of weeks. But yes, to answer your question again, I think Tetero does get into the end zone for the first time this season.
Jay says, I need that Nalo first touchdown to be this game. Once Bryce gets his turnovers out of the way, man goes Tom Brady mode, can't do no wrong. Then he says, if Coker plays, that's y'all's derriere. Bryce about to be the most comfortable he's ever been. Hey, man. Jay Jay drinking the Kool-Aid. He got
Jalen
the
had
optimism.
a big play against Dallas last time they played him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He did.
He's slow as hell, but I mean, he got loose.
Yeah.
For a moment.
Dallas only does shootouts.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Yeah, except for last week.
Except for last week. That was just the Jets are that bad.
Yeah,
Jets are really bad. I thought my team was bad. The Jets are worse. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. But yeah, shootouts galore. You know, unless you're against Chicago, which I don't understand, but that's just me. So could this be a Chicago? Maybe, we don't know. Or could this be a Giants game in Dallas with Russell Wilson? And we know how bad Russell Wilson is. If you watched last night's game, where he literally came in for a play and said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw that Jalen Hyatt's ankle.
And Jalen Hyatt's ankle was open.
Yeah, he was open. Yeah, his ankle didn't catch it.
Yeah, so you know what? Because why not? His hands don't catch it either.
Well, actually, if you watched last night, 3 catches, 3 targets, and he would have had a touchdown if Keely Ringo didn't do that pass interference.
Three times he caught the ball.
I know it's more than 0 than the last time.
What's his total for the season now? 4?
I think 3.
Yeah, I think so.
I think 3. Yeah. But, you know, hey, man, you probably would need Jalen Hyatt.
No. Listen, listen. Carolina's wide receivers aren't great, but no thank you on Jalen Hyatt.
I think Jalen's figuring it out. He's figuring it out.
You keep that.
You know, that Jaxson Dart's figuring it out with him. You know what I mean? SEC
Jackson hasn't figured it out.
Yes.
Except for the Anakin smudge thing.
No, he's a psychopath. That man literally was like, "Oh, it's a first down. I'm gonna throw my body forward." It's like, what are you doing? Stop that. Stop. Him and Cam are. So I don't know if this was a real quote, but someone asked Jamie Gillen, "What's your opinion on Cam Scott?" when he says he's a genuine idiot. He's a genuine idiot, and I'm like, you know what? I agree, because why are you doing backflips on that damn turf?
I'll tell you what. I told Jose this before the season started. You know, when they drafted Cam, it's going to be a real fun half a season when y'all love Cam Scatterbo, and then you're going to be like, can we get a running back, please?
Yeah, well, he's pretty good.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Not gonna lie, he's pretty good.
We'll see.
But I'll say is this: his career.
So is Peyton Hillis.
Well, you know what? But his career is going to be the reason they banned football forever. That's all I have to say.
You can get 4 years out of him. That's how much we got out of Barry Barber.
Damn.
Man,
Shout out to Marion.
Shout out to Marion. I love just calling out dead people.
Well, I mean, that's basically how he plays.
Marion Barber?
Yeah, he was a battering ram.
Yeah, he was. Then he did that backflip and landed on his head. I don't know why he did the backflip.
Oh, yeah, he was doing backflips too. He's basically the same person.
Oh, my God. We drafted Marion Barber. Shout out to you, Marion. God rest your soul. Yeah. But let's get around to any other X factor, Brodny? What's a way to victory for you guys?
Like I said, Rico Dowdle he doesn't have to have 200 yards. Obviously, I'm not going to expect that. But him keeping Carolina on schedule, keeping them on the field, and then I think getting Jimmy Horn more involved than he was last week. I mean, he had 4 touches for, I want to say, like 30, 35 yards last week. Getting him a bit more involved, because he's kind of the more electric receiver that they have. You know, Xavier Legette is faster, but he's kind of a straight line guy. And he can't catch. Yes. Tetaroa is the most talented guy out there, obviously, but he's not that kind of burner. Jimmy's got that kind of he has that ability to kind of hit a home run for you potentially. So they want to get him involved. They've been missing that in the offense. But like I said, first and foremost, it's getting Rico Dowdle going and you know, making good on that buckle up comment and kind of controlling the game with that run game. Him and Etienne.
Caleb, what's your avenue of victory?
Stop Rico Dowdle.
Okay.
make Bryce Young throws interceptions and give us more opportunities. And, you know, I mean, really, honestly, just defense, make a couple stops. And let Dak be Dak, and then we'll win. I mean, that's all we need.
Because you don't think they can stop you, offensively wise?
No.
It's a good
probably
point.
right. I mean,
No, he's
listen,
right.
the defense in Carolina plays really hard.
Yes.
They don't play really well.
Yeah.
They play really hard though.
Well, your corners, the way you align them, Brodny, it's towards the boundary. J.C. Horn has a line to the boundary 80% of his snaps, while Mike Jackson has a line to the field on 80%. It's kind of like a little reverse type thing. But then also to the double teams of your defensive tackles and defensive ends, and Ashawn Robinson and Trayshawn Wharton. Robinson has been double teamed on 7.7% of his pass rushes when he and Trayshawn are on the field compared to Tershawn.
Or just Turk.
Well,
Call him Turk.
Okay. Shout out to the homie Turk. Turk
But he's
Wharton.
not going to be playing this week, unfortunately.
No, he's not going to be playing this week. So, speaking of that jumps up to 44.3% of a double teams when Wharton is not on the field. So they negate Ashawn Robinson, which really he's not really a pass rusher. He's kind of just a run stopper, so it really doesn't matter. So you really just out here helping Derek Brown. Derek Brown is playing, correct?
Yeah.
Derek
Brown is playing, and he is playing very, very well.
Yes, he is. But now let's move on. We got other news and notes.
Oh, score?
Oh, let's do the score. Brodny, hit me.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Dak has one of his inexplicable Dak games. I'm not going to count on that, though, so I'm going to say Carolina wins this one. I'm going to say 28-24. I'm going to say the defense rises up and gets a couple key stops and kind of slows down that Dallas offense, and they have their best offensive performance to date. And 3-0 at home.
I'm going 40-31.
Well, damn. Just zero respect for the defense.
Why should I respect this crappy defense?
Because they're one of two teams that has a shutout this season. Dallas ain't one of them.
It's true. They shut out Atlanta 30-0.
Didn't you guys get blown out in the game?
We got blown out of the game. But the week before, they shut somebody out. So that's what I'd like to focus on right now, Caleb, if we could stay on topic.
Yeah, the Patriots, yeah. You know what I'm going to do? It's going to be 40-35. Carolina.
Damn right it is. Goddamn right it is.
I root for your team, and then you just backstab me, you piece of shit.
No, Caleb. I literally asked you, if my team wasn't against the Eagles, would you be rooting for mine? And you were like,
it was against
no.
the Commanders.
Yeah, now get out of here, man. You know what I meant. It's like saying, like, oh, hey, Brodny, would you root for the Falcons if the Falcons were against the Bucks? Yeah, he would. You know what I mean? Like, no shit. You needed the Falcons to win. You needed me to win. It's not like you were rooting out of the goodness of your heart.
You were rooting against the Eagles, not
exactly.
for the Giants.
Exactly. You were surprised that we blew them out by 17.
Well, everybody was surprised.
I was surprised. Did y'all watch the stream last night? I'm just like, and I was like, Jalen Hyatt caught a pass. I was like, don't act surprised, Fares. This is very unprofessional. This needs to be on like an official tape. What is wrong with you? Oh, speaking of it, last night, bro, you know how stupid I am? I kept saying 21 personnel instead of 12 personnel. I
always get those flipped in my head too.
Yeah, because it threw me off for a minute. You know what I mean? So yeah, and then, well, I expected them to win last night, even with some of their injuries, but I did not expect that.
Why would you expect them to win?
Did you expect them to
win? No. The Eagles. I expected them still to win.
Okay, yeah,
they didn't have Jalen, and then Quinyon Mitchell got injured in the game. So I'm like, oh, you lost two guys, big key components, but I still expect you to win the game.
Yeah, I mean the Giants don't have anybody on offense.
Literally. I mean, shout out to Wandale Robinson, man.
Throwing to the Lil Jordan Humphrey. What is that?
I know, right, bro? When he just chucks it, and I'm like, what is he doing?
Yeah, Lil Jordan down there somewhere.
Yeah, no, bro. He boxed him out. He was like boxed out. Rebound, bang. But the other news and notes of the week, Jerry versus the Jets fans. I'll shout out to Brodny for being here because his owner didn't do something similar like this. He probably did something a little bit worse.
I mean, again, man, like just inappropriate to bring it up. He accidentally spilled a drink in the direction of a Jaguars fan. That's
Yes.
nothing compared to giving the finger right in somebody's face,
Yes.
like Jerry Jones did.
He was confused.
Yeah, he
was
forgot how to
confused.
use his other finger.
Well, he thought it was his thumb, and he did the wrong finger. I mean, he's old. I mean, give him a break. I mean, come on.
The same guy who said this.
I want me some glory hole.
So he may have been confused.
I mean, the guy
He wasn't confused when he said that either. Like when he comes, Jerry Jones is the worst person.
He's confused, oh man.
He's the worst person.
He doesn't know his elbow from his ass, so he wouldn't know his thumb from his middle finger.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bringing up 13-year-old cancer diagnosis to gain sympathy. Like, what are you doing, man?
He's gaining sympathy, Fares.
Didn't work. It
You're
didn't work.
Because you're not as smart as him.
It didn't work. That's what I'm saying to you. Hey, Cowboys fans like, we don't care.
Yeah.
Jerry, you traded Micah, but then everyone forgot about it because,
nobody forgot about it. Our defense is ass. I mean,
that's
it's
true.
a reminder
The
every
defense is
single
very
week how
bad.
bad
Yeah,
the
it's very
defense
bad.
is.
You're very bad. It's like when the Raiders traded Khalil Mack. Like, they were bad with him, right? But, like, they were worse without him. Like, they were horrible.
And then he went on and he was making game-breaking plays every single week
In Chicago. Yeah. Cody Parkey had to ruin it. Cody Parkey. Sorry, I'm a little. But yeah. Okay. So we're Team Jets fans. Team Jets fans.
No, fuck the Jets.
Well, the Jets playing this week?
No, I'm talking about with Jerry when he flipped them off. Yeah.
No, it's similar to Caleb. I'm not rooting for the Jets fans. I'm rooting against Jerry.
Okay, that's a good point. Exactly. That's a good point. That's a good point. Also, if you guys missed last night, we did do a post game stream on the Thursday night game. Let's just break it down a little bit. Last night, guys, if I told you last night before the game that the Giants are gonna win 34-17, what would be your initial reaction, Brodny?
Well, I do have to get out of here, but I'll answer this real quick because
Yes,
it is the same reaction that I had in your preseason stream when you said you were going to beat the Chiefs. You're out of your mind. If you told me that it was 34-17, Giants win with no Malik Neighbors. Zero chance of happening. You're out of your mind. Quit being a homer. But it's the Jaxson Dart era, and the sky's the limit. Okay?
Yes.
There's nobody they can't beat, and nobody they can't lose to.
That's true. Yeah,
You
literally.
never know.
These last 3 weeks, you don't know what you're gonna get. They are a box of chocolates.
They are very specifically not right now.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes, that is correct. That is correct.
I tell you what, if you're right about Cam Scatterbo, and he sticks around, they're about to be the most popular team in the NFL.
Oh yeah, they will. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. I know they will.
But that's not gonna happen. So
Yeah, no. He's gonna. Cam's gonna. I root for that kid. I like the matter.
I wanted him to say it so bad. He was about to be like, he's gonna run himself into the grave like
That's
that's what you were gonna say.
Cold.
And and you stopped yourself. You know
Yeah.
what? Kudos to you, Fares.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the kid. I'm rooting for him. He willed his way with Arizona State that year. He was basically like a one-man wrecking crew. Tyrone Tracy Jr. is offering no resistance in the backfield.
I told you that wasn't your running back, man.
Yeah.
Just a guy.
Yeah. Funny enough, he was only running back for 2 years prior to that, so it is what it is. But without further ado, Brodny, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Tell people where can people find you, my guy.
People can find me over on Lunch Break Hot Take every Wednesday evening at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time for the LBHT show. We follow that up with the Overtime show for patrons. And then, we stream on Sundays, usually in the evening after the Panthers and Ravens play. You can, if you're interested in signing up, you can head over to www.patreon.com/LBHT show, or you can go to www.lbhtshow.com. You can join our newsletter and check out some of the merch.
All right. Thank you so much, Brodny. Hope you had a wonderful time, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
I got you. All right. Let's flip it over. All right, all right. All right, so we're pretty much coming down to the end of the show, really. More on Thursday night. I need to rewatch the tape, because I need to really see how the defensive line operated. Because it looked like there were some plays where he had all day to throw. Then there's other plays where they were hunting him down. A lot of the players post game when they're doing their interviews with the reporters, they told that they got on Shane Bowen to disguise the schemes, showed something different, to confuse Jalen Hurts. They did some cover zeros. They having Spencer Rattler be the reason you be a better coach is a good reason, because Spencer Rattler is a good quarterback. He throws the ball very. I saw authentic shot to authentic.
Scratch. I mean, I don't know what to really call it. I wouldn't. It's not bad. It's not good.
What?
You can't win.
Yeah, I think he's a fine quarterback. I think when he's a guy who gets the ball out quick when you give him time. But when you disguise it and you send a blitz here and there and you speed up his process, then when you can see his faults. But what the Giants did against the Saints that week, they just sent 4 and they didn't really disguise anything. So he really didn't need to dissect anything. It was get the ball out quick, get the ball out quick. So you had to speed up his process with Spencer Rattler. It's all about speeding up the process for the quarterback. And I think with Jalen Hurts, there was moments where they did speed up the process. And then there was moments where he had all day to process. So it was a mix. Yeah, it was a mix.
He threw to the sideline and the receiver would make an incredible catch.
Yeah. Or then, or he would run and then like the defender would bite because he's a running threat. And then he would just dump it off to Dallas Goedert. Sometimes the defender would make a great play on it. Sometimes, because the pass rush wouldn't get there, but then he would throw the ball and Javon Holland would just get his hand in there in front of Saquon Barkley, or Cordell Flott would get in there, or Paulson Adebo would get in there. So that was good. Also too, no more rotation. There's no more rotation for the cornerback 2 position, because they were rotating Devontae Banks and Cordell Flott. They were just doing a constant rotation. They stopped it. They gave the game to Flott. He's now the starting second corner with Paulson Adebo, and they let him play. And he got into the game. You know what I mean? He got into the game, and he got it. So like right here, like Jalen Hurts, he completed 24 for 30 of his passes, 283 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception in week 6 against the Giants. Dallas Goedert, 9 for 11, 110 and a touchdown. They kind of let Dallas Goedert just, have a feast, because a lot of his catches were very, not deep shot. They were intermediate routes, first downs, but, wasn't like backbreakers. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm trying to say. Our defense, we're on the field. So Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Abdul Carter were only on the field for 16 plays. They pressured him on 3 times, sacked him twice on 14 dropbacks. For the game, the Giants pressured him on 7 of his 38 dropbacks and sacked him 3 times. Burns generated a team high 3 pressures and 2 sacks. So that's always weird watching the game, because you would watch some of the drives and you'd be like, he has an eternity back there.
Yeah.
And then other plays, Burns is in his face. Or Abdul Carter's chasing him down. There's one play where Abdul bounces from the left tackle side, and he's hunting, just chasing Jalen Hurts, and he's forcing Jalen Hurts to run out, and Hurts throws the ball, and A.J. Brown catches it, but he doesn't survive the ground, so it's an incomplete pass.
Might have just been the play call on that certain down.
Yeah.
Playing more coverage versus, trying to get after the pass rusher or just rushing for. That probably was the biggest reason for that, why it looked like that. And it was working because, he had all day, but he also had nobody to throw to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man, it was good, man. When all 3 of Burns, Kayvon, and Abdul on the field, they pressure on They pressure the quarterback on 45% of the dropbacks, allowing a dropback success rate of 40%. With only 2 of them, their pressure rate drops to 32%. And the dropback success rate increases to 46% for the QB. So you need to put all 3 of them there because they are a menace to society on there. Abdul Carter has lined up everywhere. We have Micah Parsons them. Caleb, you know it all about. He was at interior linebacker. He was on the interior linebacker, edge, at least 40 times for each of them. You know what I mean? So there's that. Abdul Carter has generated 15 pressures of under 2.5 seconds this season, tied for most in the NFL with Nick Bonito. Shout out to Adelia. He's a Denver Bronco. And Will Anderson, the Houston Texan. So you need to get him on the field. We're the only team to have 3 players record more than 15 pressures this season. Abdul got 25. Burns and Kayvon have 19. So there's that. You need to find a way to put them on the field more. Because when they're on the field, it's an obvious passing down. And then there's moments where Abdul's on the edge. Now they've moved Burns, Caleb. They've moved him to a standing up position over the guard. Like there were sometimes they did that. And it was pretty good because Abdul would come from the outside. Burns would try to peep outside, then come inside with an inside move and beat the guard, which was their backup guard, Brett Toff. One of the sacks was exactly like that. Brian Burns was shaded on the inside, standing up, and he got the sack. More news and more of that stuff. We played a lot of man coverage. This season. The highest rate, 47.2%. He's pretty good against man coverage. He's totaled 300 yards, 6 touchdowns against man coverage this season, which is good for 22% of an EPA. I didn't hear Bobby Okereke his name a lot because he didn't play bad. Their middle linebacker was the story of the day. Dexter Lawrence, people be like, oh, what's happening with Dexter Lawrence? He's been quiet because he gets double teamed a lot. And yeah, I know, but the problem is now they're moving him across the line. He used to get double teamed a lot from the inside nose tackle, but now they've shaded him over the guard. So now it's harder because he has to try to make his way inside because he has to account for Burns and Abdul and Thibodeau as well. But when he was shaded on the inside over the nose tackle, when he would get double teamed, it was still the fastest way to a quarterback, point A to point B. But now that they're shading him off to either guard position, he has a longer way to the quarterback. But longer way to the quarterback, still a double team still comes. So now they're double teaming him farther away. So he's just kind of creating chaos to free up the other 3. You don't box score watch nose tackles or defensive tackles, most of them, but especially nose tackles. It's all about creating chaos and freeing up your other players. His impact is bigger than the box score. But he's also, too, he's a little hurt. Something's wrong with his elbow. But no one's asked him about it, but something's wrong with the elbow, I think. Because he's wearing a brace now. He doesn't usually wear braces. He's not like Tibbs where he puts on 2 braces to protect himself preemptively. He now has a brace on his elbow. I think something happened to his elbow, and it's really hampering him. But outside of that, proud of my guys for winning last night. We got the Broncos next. We'll talk about that next week.
Daboll's in trouble.
Yes. Yep. Daboll is in trouble. Jaxson Dart was told to go to the concussion, doing a concussion protocol. Brian Daboll was seen yelling at the medical staff. Shout out to Dr. Rodeo. That's his actual last name, by the way. I just want to point that out. His name is actually Dr. Rodeo. His last name is Rodeo. You see Brian Daboll go into the blue tent, checking up on Jaxson Dart. He says he said he wasn't pressuring them to get him out on the field. He wanted to ask for a timetable on how long it would take because he wanted to do a timeout. Then they were going to go for it on 4th down. But then they told him it's going to take longer than that. So that's why they ended up punting it. So that's why he did it. He has apologized. John Mara, there was a statement made. Got to find the statement by John in the New York Giants. Good old John Mara. By the way, John Mara, he got the game ball last night, which is a sight to see. He
Why?
is going through. Well, no, he's going through cancer. He's going through cancer treatment. So he's in the middle of it. He said all the chemo and all the radiation in the world doesn't have the same effect as this, which is beating the Eagles. Here's the statement from John. He spoke to Brian Daboll, Coach Daboll, this morning about approaching the medical tent last night. While I firmly believe, as he was stated, that he was not trying to influence the process in any way, he understands that the appearance of going to tent is inappropriate. We have protocols in place as the league to ensure player safety, and we need to allow medical staff to execute these protocols without interference. We understand the situation is under review by the NFL, the NFLPA, and obviously we will cooperate fully. They're going to get fined. Daboll's probably going to get in trouble, but then they're going to move on. They're going to move on. It's not something that crazy to see. They're going to move on, so we're all good. But yeah, pretty much that's it.
All right.
Any other news and notes? Let me see. Yeah, nope. Yeah, we're all good. Yep, that's it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you had a wonderful day. I know I did. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I really appreciate it. Caleb, tell them where they can find you on the channels.
You can find me on Bet on NFL Wednesdays at 8:00. Trying to make you guys money. Mostly this episode's up right now, so you can go watch it, make some money. And then we'll be on for the post game after the Cowboys game. Right after the game ends.
All right, guys. My name is Fares Muthana. You can find me here every Friday, 5 o'clock Pacific, as well as on our entertainment channel Thursdays, Fridays at 3 o'clock. Our Angel and our Buffy rewatchers council, as well as on Wednesday coming back is our MCU rewatchers. Me and Matt will be doing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, 5 o'clock for that one. So be sure to join us there.
Not done yet?
No, not done yet. No. Dude, you know how many movies there are, bro?
Yeah, but it's been like a long time.
Yeah, but we'll figure it out. But without further ado, thank you so much for joining us. Have a wonderful time. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time. Hopefully, next week, well, 2 weeks, it's another New York Giants victory. Hopefully.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully, you can shut your face.
Were you backstabbing?
Backstabbing guy, you're backstabbing. You weren't rooting for the Giants.
I was rooting for them hard.
No, you were rooting against
Cam.
the Eagles.
Let's go, Jaxson Dart.
It's going to be a shootout. Someone's going to win. Yeah, I'm sticking Carolina.